Hey friends, happy Wednesday. It's going to be darker in this front, what we call the family room, fireplace room, because the sun now is gone over enough that the trees are shading the backyard. But I just thought I'd come on and just say hello, how are you, and happy 1st of July. And I am knitting on my socks right now. I got a peach crisp in the oven right now, and waiting for that to come out. It is made with my freshly milled flour, and that is a journey that we've just been venturing on. And so far, for me, I can't speak for Mr. Jerry, but for me, I have felt way better and don't have as many aches and pains as I used to. I still get them, of course, because I got arthritis and stuff, and this high humidity doesn't help, and if there's storms coming, you know, all that stuff. But so I'm still learning. So far, we have been converting our bake stuff over. Jerry always is the one who makes the cookies, and he's finally got it down to the last batch that he did of his peanut butter chocolate chip cookies with freshly milled flour. Actually turned out really good. So they didn't spread out flat, but you know, with cookies you can get that with regular white flour too. So but I just felt like been watching YouTube, and there is a gal called her name is, well, Tipper, and she's her and her husband have a channel called Celebrating Appalachia. And so she was making, it was an older video, and she was making an apple crisp because she had apples that needed to be used up. And I thought, you know, I haven't made that in a while, you know, and I don't have apples that need to be used up, but we've got frozen fruit. We got the peaches that we just got from the peach truck, and I got blueberries. I have strawberries that we have picked and frozen. So I thought that sounded good, but what I wanted was the type that was with the oatmeal and stuff. And she was doing that with the oatmeal and the flour and all that stuff, and Jerry was watching it. And his mom always made stuff like that, always. That's where I learned a lot of my baking stuff. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm knitting on this. Stuff was from her, because I just don't remember my mom ever baking. She could have, but I just don't remember it. And Jerry's mom always made cookies. She did pies. She was always famous for her lemon meringue pie, and no matter how I tried, I could never get it to come out like hers. And one day I asked her, I says, okay, you have to show me how you do your lemon meringue pie. And it just, it was as simple as can be. If you go to the store, if you can find it, is the lemon pudding mix that says cooked. And on the package, it had a lemon meringue pie on it. And that was her recipe. So, you know, and the you're going to hear his TV. And the crust, a lot of times she just, I don't know if some of you remember, maybe you can still buy them, but they came into a box, and they had 4 sticks for the pie crust, and you just added all the stuff to it. And so that's how she used to do it. And then when she was working and she got busier, she would of course buy the pre-made kind that was frozen, so that you know, did what you had to do there. But in her meringue, she just whipped that up, you know. So once I did that and I found one and I made one, it tasted closer to hers, but you know, it wasn't quite hers, but it was close. So, but she always did that because that was their desserts. Dad always wanted after supper a dessert of some sort, whether it was a piece of pie or cobbler or crisp or cookies. So, and he'd come in during the afternoon, during the day, and he would always reach for cookies. But it got to the point where she quit baking as much, and then she would start buying the store-bought cookies because it was more easier because they were retired and they were traveling. Well, they went to Florida, but Dad played in a Christian gospel band. He played the guitar and sang, and Mom would sing every once in a while with them. And so they had a group that they went around, so they were always doing that. And if they were coming over something, then she would whip up a pie, whether it be apple pie, lemon meringue. She did pumpkin pie, but her apple pie and lemon meringue were the tops. So I just thought when I saw that on the TV and her doing that, and I said to Jerry, I said, you know, doesn't that sound good? And he said, yes. So I told him, I says, well, I only have strawberries, blueberries, or peaches. I don't have apples. He says peaches would be really good. So, and I could have used my canned peaches that we last year and this year canned peaches, and I could have drained the juice out and used those. But the instructions said it could be fresh or frozen, so I just did the frozen. And when I weighed out what she said it should be for 2 cups, that just didn't seem like enough peaches in there. And so I probably have 3 cups of peaches in it, so we'll see. But Jerry will like it. We've got Cool Whip that we can use to put on it because we don't have ice cream, and usually we make ice cream. We got an attachment for a KitchenAid for the ice cream, and we usually make our own ice cream, but sometimes he'll buy it. But things are getting so expensive nowadays, it seems like. So tonight's supper is just going to be really simple. It's just going to be grilled hot dogs on the grill with the homemade hot dog buns that I made the other day. And I did not get around to make homemade potato salad. Yesterday he bought Amish potato salad from our meat deli, and so we'll have some of that with the hot dog. And it'll just be one hot dog with potato salad. And then afterwards there'll be peach crisp to try. But it really looked good. It wasn't that difficult. There wasn't really any spices in it. And so I recorded it. Well, I haven't even edited it to see what it looks like, if I'll even show it. And if I do, maybe I'll just do a voiceover if it doesn't match. Because there was a point when I stopped it to melt the butter. And then I went back and I started doing everything and then remembered, oh, I need to let you guys know what I'm doing. So, but got everything all cleaned up and taken care of, and so now just waiting on that. So last night Jerry made hamburgers at the grill, and he made homemade fries. And the way he does homemade fries is just, we take 2 potatoes, we peel it, and then he just cuts them in wedges, and then he adds, I think it's got some olive oil and different spices in it, and then you just coat all of the potatoes in a bowl, and normally you bake it. And last night he tried them on the grill, and they were of course crispier on the grill, but they were also a little burnt on the grill, but a lot of that was from the oil and everything. They probably were done 10 minutes before the Hamburg, he said, but they still tasted good. And then we had, you know, the Hamburg buns I had made, and what did we have with it? Because we bought the potato salad to go with it. We didn't have that. I think all we had was the Hamburg on the buns with the fries and a glass of milk, and that was so filling. So that was really good. But I really haven't done too much today. Of course, it got up to 95, hit 95, and our heat index was 105. And you know, it's the type that when you set out in it here, anyways, for me, you know, it smacks you in the face, you know. So we haven't had to water the garden, and today would be day 2. I went out last night about, I don't know, 6 o'clock, because it was all shaded, and it was still stinking warm out, but, and I walked around, and pretty much everything was still, the ground in the garden was still dark. It was still had water in it and stuff, but man, things just exploded out there. I mean, the tomatoes, everything just looks like they just doubled in size pretty much, and that was helping shade the ground with the moisture in it also. So on the deck I have those 3 pots of orange peppers, and there was one that looked like it needed water, and when I look out today, it's got, you know, droopy leaves, and so I'll have to go out and give that a drink of water, or we'll water tonight for everything. So, but we usually try to do it in the morning, but nighttime is okay too. So, but so far everything's looking good in that, and I'm happy about that. So, but other than that, let me get to the beginning of this round, and I'll show you where I am on these socks. Usually on Jerry's socks and my socks, for the leg I only do like 30 rows, so it's like maybe 3 inches tall. And since this has a pattern to it and stuff, I had asked him, and I said to him, I said, you know, this is where your regular socks come up to, because he only wears them in the winter months. And I said, but if I do this, then it would come up more by the calf and stuff. So I could do like 60 rounds, and so that's what we've decided. He said, yeah, let's do that. So again, this is what it looks like, the cake. And it's going to take me a little longer because I got to do the leg a little bit longer. But so far, this is what it's looking like. I just think it's so cool that you can take how they can do that so that it gives you a pattern to it as you're knitting. And all you have to do is just knit. Just knit. And that all came out of here. So I did go in and do my clue 1 for my mystery sew along, got that done, and I cut all my English paper piecing squares that I'll need for clue 7. I'm still in clue 6, and so I got those all cut, and so I did start on the 3rd strip around the English paper piecing, so I need 6 total, and it always takes a while, so but we'll see what I do tonight. I haven't really been feeling like doing that, so I haven't. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, my friends, and until we can see each other again, hopefully on Thursday. friends, happy Thursday. It is about 1:45. Got the TV going in the family room because it is another 95-degree weather and the sunroom is still pretty warm out. And I have been working on my English paper piecing and just got done doing the dishes, loading them in the dishwasher, and got the garden watered this morning, and so still in PJs because Mr. Jerry's been watering all the plants and everything that's been in the shade and stuff. So in about a half hour or so I'll be able to get up and go take my shower, but in the meantime I got a Crystal Light pink lemonade, and I guess I'm taking a break from sewing. I'm holding the piece because it has the needle in it right there, and I don't want her to get hurt. She just jumped up here, so I need to give my baby girl some loving. She won't be up here long, and then I'll get back to my sewing. So see ya after bed. Is you a happy girl? Is you a happy girl? Happy Friday. Happy 4th of July weekend. How are you all today? I am warm. Today was my mystery sew along, and they're big pieces. I mean, the center is going to be 60 inches by 60, so, but I'm taking a break. I got up to clue 6, and then I got the pieces hooked together with, you know, quilter's clips on clue 7. So I thought I'm going to rest my upper back. So I could grab myself another iced coffee with Premier Protein in it and some milk, 2% milk in it. So, but I didn't vlog hardly at all yesterday. Yesterday, the humidity, I was getting like a humidity headache or something, and I was doing my English paper piecing project, and before I get into that, hello there friends, this is Terry again. How are you? I don't know how, don't ask how I am. But clue 7 on my English paper piecing is out. I think as last Sunday, and I still had 4 outer strips to hand sew on it. So yesterday morning I said I was going to set, I was going to sew as much as I can on that because my goal was to try to get it done yesterday on Thursday. And I did, but it was like almost 10 o'clock at night. So it took me, I did take some breaks here and there, but it was about 9:45 last night when I got it done. So, phew. And so today is that sew along, and clue 8 has came out, which is the final pieces with the border around it, so you can see what it's going to be like. So I'd like to think that I could get it done. I should be able to, the top done today, because they're big pieces. It's not like a whole bunch of little pieces. But it's made it so that I'm definitely going to see if I can find some patriotic material. Now that I know, because I think it'll really look nice in the patriotic material. So, yes, that means I'm going to do it again. Oh, my Lanta. If I have time. But, so yesterday, that's what I did. What else did I do yesterday? Not too much. Just sat and hand sewed. Got up every once in a while to stretch and move around and stuff like that. I did knit on Mr. Jerry's Christmas socks. Last night, boy, we got about 12:30. It just started lightning like crazy, like a disco ball, non-stop, super bright. And then my phone went off and said, you know, you have extremely heavy rainfall near you, and then within 2 minutes it just downpoured. Not too much thunder though that I remember, because right after that I was out and I didn't hear a thing. Got up this morning and I see there was some tree branches down, little twigs like. I had a couple in the garden, so I went out there before coffee into the garden and pulled that off from plants and stuff and checked everything, and really everything fared pretty well except for the one potato bed. You could see the wind just knocked all the stalks just flat down. So I tried picking them up, but I didn't want to break them. So right now they're kind of laying down because today's another hot day. It's only supposed to get to 89, but the dew point is like 73 out, so it's feeling like it's in the high 90s. And this morning it was 75, which is a lot cooler, but it was still sticky, you know. And but so it came in this morning after doing that, and just been sewing on the sewing machine. And then when it's lunchtime, I took a break, and then I sat here and knit a little bit on Jerry's socks. So let me show you on his sock. So we both decided to make the leg like 60 rows on it. And this is a Christmas sock for him. And it is a self-patterning. I hope you know what I mean. Design that once you knit it up, it starts showing. So this is what it's looking like so far. I think it's pretty cool. So I got 15 rounds of knit 2, purl 2, and I'm not for sure how many rounds on the leg I have. I haven't even counted it. I've just been sitting down just knitting. If you hear that noise in the background, Jerry's out in his woodworking area, because that tends to stay, which is our breezeway, that tends to stay cooler during hot times. Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Oh, about 30 rounds. So if it was his normal sock, I would stop right here and go into the heel flap, but he wanted them longer, so they will be that much longer down here. So, and then when I get to that point, I will ask him if that's long enough, and then if it is, then I will do the heel flap and turn and all the gusset stuff. So that one's been quite enjoyable. And then I wanted to, Then I'm thinking, oh, the 4th of July, maybe I should cast something else on. And I was in my sewing room, and I saw this bag sitting there, and it's an old bag that I've had for many years that I know the gal doesn't make them anymore. I'm just trying to see if she had a tag. She doesn't. So, and I use these for my knitting, and it has the pink inside there. And I liked it because it was with the handle. And I opened it up and I went, oh, lo and behold, there's socks in here. And there's a finished sock in here. And I haven't weighed it out to see the length of it, to see if I was making it for myself or for somebody else. Here, Jerry, come in. So this looks like, yes.
Will you videoing?
I still will. It's fine.
It'll take a couple minutes.
That's fine. So anyways, the sock I found, it is a freckled whimsy, and it's called Christmas Playlist, and it's from 2024. And so that is the colors right there. And like I said, I have one sock done. I think that, oh yeah, because I'm doing the cuff. And I'm doing a contrast. This probably came with it. And it's in this. So when I opened it up, I was on this one. I just started the heel flap. The reason I said I'll have to measure it because I wear a woman's size 9.5 to 10, and a men's size 10 is about the same, just probably a 1/2 inch longer to knit. So, but I did get one done, so I don't remember doing this, but so I need to get the other one done. And if I'm looking at, I'm thinking this is going to be more like Jerry's or Kevin's foot size. So this might be for our daughter's husband. So, and I don't have my sock ruler here to measure it. So yeah, so I think I will work on this in between his socks, and that will give me something else to do in between, because that will be a Christmas gift. Jerry's socks will just be for Christmas before that, you know, but this will be for Christmas. So then all I would have to do then for socks for Christmas is for our son and his wife and Landon, our oldest. So, but there you can see Miss Nala right there, and Simba's right behind you on the couch. So today was just, after being outside and doing all that and just sewing today, that's all our plans, you know. We don't have any plans for the holiday but to be home, and the garden through this heat has really surprised us both. It's held up quite nicely. So we're really pleased with that, even though the potatoes, the one set got knocked down, everything still looks good. So, and which is something we're very thankful for. But we're supposed to get more storms tonight. It's going to be like a rainy weekend, you know, Saturday into Sunday and stuff, but we could use the rain. We were pretty dry. So But anyways, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys are doing well. Comment below if you want to. Tell me what you're working on, or if you're going to be, you know, enjoying the festivities and stuff. We usually don't go to any fireworks anymore. We can hear them from the neighbors. If you stand out on the front porch, you can kind of see the tippy top of that, but we're just, I guess we're getting old. We did that for years and years and years. So, but anyways, I'm going to let you go so I can get back to sewing that, and I think I'll probably work on Mr. Jerry's socks for about another 15 minutes. By that time it'll be 4:30 and I can upload, get this edited and stuff, and then I can go back and sew. So, thanks as always, my friends, for stopping by. And oh, I was going to tell you before I let you go, there's another crochet along coming up July 10th that I'm going to do, and it was a freebie, and I've done a couple of hers. And I think this time, instead of doing all different colors, I think I'm either going to just do one solid color, because sometimes I think when you do a crochet blanket that has all these stitches in it, especially if it's a lighter color, it showcases the stitches. But then I also thought about maybe a variegated yarn. That way I don't have to buy, because I don't have all the colors. It's like blues and browns, light browns, and a cream, and I think it's called Sand and Sea. And it seems like it was just like the one we did earlier, but until I can, you know, get the pattern and stuff, you know, but I don't think it is. She would not have done, because she says our next crochet along is going to be this. So I still have to finish my 6-day superstar. That got put back to the burner while I was doing the English paper piecing and then the sewing. And so now I can sit here and bring that out and try to finish it, you know, and so that I don't have too many lingering things. But anyways, see you soon, my friends. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully I'll see you back on Tuesday.